Well, hello, my loves, and happy Sunday to you. Today, I am not using an inspiration book for my Sunday inspiration. What I am using is all of the things that I have been experimenting with over the last couple of months, 3 months now. Yeah. With my books and all of that, trying new things, figuring some things out. And then what I want to walk you through today is how great that process is for our art and how we can discover so many things about our style and about what we love. If you're an insider, I'm going to go into detail on this lesson, because so much of it will apply to our further lessons and to what's coming up in the membership. In August, we'll be doing the Casual Confidence Growing as an Artist section, and we're going to be leading up to that through the membership. So if you're a member, please make sure you watch this Sunday Inspiration in the membership, because I'm doing a deep dive for you guys in this process. Okay. So I don't have any announcements for you as of right now that I can think of. All of the supplies will be listed in the link below the YouTube video. If you click that link, it will take you to the blog post, and all the supplies will be listed there, more pictures, all of that kind of stuff. Let's see, what else do I have to say? I don't think anything else. I'm just really excited about the discovery as I started putting things together and how I was ready to kind of step out on my own and create my own creations based on what I've done. So let's take a look. Okay, so I'm not going to go over my supplies just yet. What I want to go over right now is the projects that I've already done when I've been working from my inspiration books. And I believe this was the first one, and I may not have these in order, but this was the butterfly. And I loved this project, loved it. I am not going to be doing butterflies today, but I will, because I have so many ideas. And the reason that I'm kind of sharing all of this with you is that this is part of the process as we grow as artists. When we're experimenting, that is furthering our skills, our techniques, and it's telling us what we like and what we don't like. And half of us finding out our styles and our groove and what we love, half of that battle is knowing exactly what we don't like. But we need to do all of those things to discover that. So I love everything about this one. Love it. And I will be doing another project in the next week or so based on several of my own work from the works of the inspiration books. Okay, so that's that one. Then this one. Loved this one. Loved it. There's a lot of things I would change about this one. I would add more numbers. But as I got into the other projects and the numbers really spoke to me. And numbers have always kind of been I love numbers in my work. And so this confirmed to me that I need more numbers, because that's what I love. The color I love the grunginess down here. And I made this my own. I liked this one. This was an interesting one. It's not my favorite. It doesn't have a whole lot of me in it, except what I do love is I loved using the soft pastels on each piece and adding that depth and that shading to the quilt pattern. The background, however, is excellent, and you will see through all of what I've done, even down here, going back to this one, the backgrounds end up all being very similar in some sense, with the layers and that kind of thing. So that's telling me, that's informing me of something. This one I loved, loved. I love this background. I would probably do the flowers a little bit different, but the color combination just set me on fire. And so I want to do something more me in this kind of color combination. So I can't wait to do that. And then these ones here. So this one, let's see, this one and this one. These two are my journal pages. Actually, this one too. These are all kind of in the same color family. And the backgrounds are like just speak to my soul. But they're a lot the same as what I have done in my other projects. So that's telling me that this is something that really speaks to me, that really kind of can become kind of a signature for me. And then again, numbers and letters, numbers and letters, numbers and letters. That's what I love. And so this is all informing me of the things that make me happy and that are my style. Pattern, stenciling, those kinds of things, they're all part of me, and it confirms it in what I'm doing. Even though I'm working from an inspiration piece, it's still confirming to me that these are the things that make me happy, that make me my own style. This is my style. And from that we can grow and continue to grow. We can still use other inspiration and then transform it into our own style. And that's what I'm going to do today. So this is last Sunday's. I loved this one. It's not necessarily my style. There's not a whole lot of grungy goodness happening on here. But what I do love is I love this kind of kind of rough brush technique with the color. And that also confirms that, same with this one. This kind of stepped messy kind of background is very similar to this. This is maybe more defined, but it's a lot of the same principles. And then the other thing about this was I loved using my pencils and my pastels to create the definition. So that's telling me something, that maybe I need to experiment with the colored pencil or the soft pastel pencils and soft pastel sticks in a different way in my work. And so these are all the things that I'm taking notes on as I, move forward in my own work, not specifically from a inspiration photo or book or that kind of thing. And I'm going to be coming back throughout this whole year to my books and doing this because this is how I grow. This is how I learn. This is how I get new ideas. It's so very, very important to our growth as an artist. Okay, so I'm going to set that up there. Got things falling around. The things are falling all over the place. Okay. So what I have out here is I have a 12 by 16 canvas. Oops, let me scooch that down. 12 by 16 canvas. I wanted it as big as I could get it for camera size and ease and that kind of thing. And I have a plethora of papers out here. And these, you guys, it's kind of embarrassing what's happening over to the side over here. Because I have worked on project after project after project, and I got sick and I didn't clean. And I have a stack this big on the side over here. I gotta tackle it. But I just grabbed a handful off of the top of the stack. And this was one of the ones that I made for, let's see, which project was it? This one. I made this because I wanted a kind of a vintage wallpaper look. And I didn't have exactly what I was looking for, so I made it. And this kind of set me on fire too, because I was like, oh, I want to do more of this. And I have some other ideas for doing papers like this. So those are the things that happen in the process when we step outside our comfort zone and try something new. So I want to possibly include that. I have a lot of papers here, and I'm going to layer. I'm going to, hopefully in my head, how I have the project planned is I'm going to layer paper, then paint, then more paper. then stenciling and more paper, and then kind of go back and forth that way. So I have a ton of stuff, but it's all in neutrals and kind of these darker colors. This is these are some other papers that I made. After I made this one, I was like, okay, I'm going to make all kinds of papers, you know, because I need more papers. So my thought process is I'm going to combine a couple of my projects here. So, oops, I got extra sheets here. So I'm going to combine. So I want to do kind of a combination of this technique with kind of a lighter background, layering, kind of this grungy. And I don't think that I'll be doing it, I know I won't be doing it in blue, but I'll be doing it in variations of, say, a raw umber or a gray color, so that it's light, and so that I can kind of mimic some of this. And then I loved the pattern of this. And so I want to create an abstract, and my loves, my number one love, and when I started painting, it was abstract. And abstracts and florals. And when I combine the two abstract florals, that just makes my heart happy. So this is going to be an abstract, and I want to kind of create the top portion with some of these two techniques. And then, let's see, part of the bottom down here, I want to use this technique, and not fully all the way down like this. There will be grunginess because that is my style. There will be stencils because that is my style. There will be words and numbers because that is my style, and that's what is repeated over and over and over throughout my work. So I have some stencils out, and I don't know that I'll use all of these. This is just kind of what I pulled quickly, thinking about how I might lay some things out. Now these are actually new. These are Doodle Duo knot masks, and 1 and 2 Doodle Duos. We had Doodle Minis, and those are no longer in the shop. They are now this size, because this is the size that I would work with the most instead of the minis. And I've experimented. I just love them. Love them. So these are Doodle Duos. I'm for sure going to be using these because I have this plan, I think. Everything is up for change. And then I've got just squares. And I picked up Urban Words because I have some words, but I'm not exactly sure. I thought, because my thought process, I'll talk to you about my, thought about the piece and where it's going. But I thought some of these might work in the meaning of the piece. So we'll see. And then, of course, I have numbers and letters. I have just a couple of alphabet letters because I really want to stick with the numbers, and I really want to make sure that I don't go overboard and try to include all of my ideas at once, because that can be a thing for me, because I like everything and I want to put it all in here. I want to kind of rein myself in. So I have my numbers stencils out here, and I don't think I'll use them all, but I have them ready just in case. This is bold numbers. This is grande numbers. Numbers jumbled. Numbers 1 and numbers 2, I think. So I have those at the ready. So that's kind of where I'm at. Now, I also have out here a sheet full of words, because I want to, like I said, I'm going to layer. I'm going to have my background papers, and I'm going to put some paint over, and then I'm going to put some more papers over the top. And I want these words to kind of be peeking through in there somehow, some way. Discover, curiosity, freedom, purpose, brave, keep trying, boldness. And these all roll into the meaning of the piece. So, colors that I will be using that I think. I have quinacridone magenta and Payne's gray. It's obvious because that's what I love from the other pieces. I also have a little bit of burnt sienna because that was one of the colors in the red piece that I loved those two mixing together. I do even have just a little bit of that quinacridone violet. It's a deep, deep violet, possibly. I'm not sure yet. I have my house paint mixture that I have been loving in my projects. This is just a mixture that I made with a couple of house paints that I painted my bathroom. But it's like a dark bluish teal. Love it. And then I have some raw umber, of course. I have some regular teal out, some lighter teal. Because one of the things that I thought about too was, even in, let's see. So in this piece, when I was painting it, I had that Payne's gray, that dark color in the back. And I put in some of that lighter teal on top of it. And man, that was so beautiful. And so I don't know if I'll use it that way in this piece or not. But I have it at the ready so that as when I get going, possibly that might be an option. I have my matte gel and fluid matte medium out for putting my papers down. I have out my gesso. I have white and black gesso. I don't plan on putting any texture down on this piece. If I did, I would use a heavier gesso like my Utrecht gesso. Right now I'm using white and black gesso just for my value change, light for white and black. Because I'm going to have a lot of paint and a lot of layers of paper. So that's going to take care of my texture because that's one of the things I love. So I think that is all I have to say about what my ideas are. Okay, so I want to just convey to you how important it is to play and be curious. And that is my theme for the year. That's my word for the year. And so far, it's playing out wonderfully. And the words that I have here: discover, curiosity, freedom, purpose, brave, keep trying, boldness. Those are the things that we need to have as we experiment. And sometimes I think as artists, we think that every piece should be a masterpiece, that every paint stroke, brush stroke, we should know exactly what we're doing. And that's not the case. We, as artists, the best lessons are found in the failures. And I don't even like to use the word failure because I don't ever think it's a failure. It's a learning lesson. It's a learning opportunity. And every piece that I have done, whether I have absolutely loved it or it's okay, has given me something. And those somethings I'm going to take now to several pieces over the next couple of weeks. And all of those have started out with an idea of looking at something that I thought was interesting and trying it. And that's part of that keep trying. Boldness. Be bold enough to try something new. Be bold enough to suck at it. Be bold enough to make a mess. That's the only way we will grow and learn. And gosh darn it, that's life too. It's in the trials and the lessons, and when we've done things and we're like, I shouldn't have done that, that we learn the most. Because I guarantee you, we won't do that again. And if someone told us you shouldn't do that, it's not the same as actually learning the lesson as we paint or in life. And we have to be willing to not be good at something, at anything in life, for us to grow, for us to learn. And sometimes I think we forget that everyone is a beginner at some point, and I don't think we're ever done learning. And you know, there are artists that are called master artists. And while they may have mastered their technique, I really think that for me, I don't ever see myself as a master. I see myself as a lifelong learner. And so over the last few months, I've been taking you on my journey of learning and growing and being bold enough to try something that I don't even know if it's going to work out. The last one, the paint cans, when I put those circles down, I thought, this is awful. And then I was able to pull it together enough for me to like it. And the quote and everything, it worked. It came together. But in the middle of that, I just didn't know. And that's pretty much with every single piece that I've done as I've worked from a book. I have tried to use the inspiration photo, and then in the middle of it, it's always the messy middle where I think, this isn't going to work. And it ends up working. And I have liked everyone. I have liked them all, but there are some that I love. And that's okay. And that's our art journey, and that's our life journey too. We have to be willing to be the beginner. We have to be willing to be brave, to keep trying, to look for some freedom in what we're doing and learn the lessons in the process. So that is my inspiration today. And all of my work before is my inspiration today. And I'm going to take parts of those and infuse them into this piece, and hopefully, see, it will come together. And if it doesn't, I have learned a lesson, and I will do it better the next time. All right, my loves, I hope that you are bold and brave today in whatever you're adventuring to do. Life, love, creativity, work. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to learn the lessons. I hope you are curious and brave today in whatever you're doing. I hope your Sunday is restful and peaceful, and I hope that you know how much you are loved.